All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second NovaWar Says tournament, except this is the part of the tournament where it's not actually NovaWar Says.
Yes, this is the not NovaWar Says tournament game from the NovaWar Says tournament, brought to you by G2A, JORD Wood Watches, and now also LootCrate. As I alluded to just before we started this game, pretty soon we're going to buy NASCAR jackets and just start plastering ourselves,
just whore ourselves out, just all over the place.
Complete. We're gonna have like we're just gonna have the most ridiculous sponsors, just like really, because you know some of those NASCAR guys, they don't win very many races, so like their sponsors, they still want to look like they've got a lot.
Yeah.
So they get like those really obscure companies that nobody's ever heard of, like some like landscaping company from Virginia.
It's like the UFC fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Exactly. Or there's like that one awkward guy who only has one sponsor, so his whole ass is just one really big sponsorship logo. It's like Ryobi or whatever the fuck the fighting shit is. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the sound of only having one sponsor.
Should I? Oh, looks like I'm going back to Swiss Chalet.
Down here in the bottom right, we have
strong beef.
The strongest of all cows.
Mm-hmm.
And up here in the top left, we have Ginger Foxy, the most soulless of all foxes.
So yeah, the first two rounds are going to be one game only. Loser moves on, and then once we get into round 3, that is when the best 2 out of 3 NovaWar Says will start. The first 2 rounds, guys, are going to be random only. Both players picked random, and both drew Protoss. So it is going to be a PvP. And before we get into the boring part of Starcraft 2, at least until Legacy of the Void comes, let's go ahead and give a big thank you for one, everybody that's tuning in here on the stream. I think we're already at about 1,300 viewers, and we're on our first game, which is pretty awesome.
Not bad, .jpg.
Yeah, so thank you guys, and a big thank you to our sponsors, JORD Wood Watches. JORD Wood Watches.
You're like not sure if it was watches or not?
Yeah.
Wood Watches.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and pick up your JORD Wood Watches at 5% off using that promo code BOUS. Once again, there's going to be giveaways, $150 giveaway here on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you want to enter in that, link is underneath this video and underneath the stream. Go and do that. Also, G2A.com, as always, if you guys want to pick up games at cheap prices, link is underneath. Use the promo code BOUS for 3% off. If you're going to pick up The Witcher 3, it's like 50% off. You can pre-order the new Batman at like 52% off. Just crazy, crazy sales. So go ahead and do that. And we've got a test sponsor. It's not really official yet.
Test.
But we're going to make it official because the Fellowship does that.
Dare I say, it is a technical alpha sponsor.
There you go. LootCrate.com. I'm sure you guys have heard lots about them. If you guys want to pick up a subscription, you can help out LAGTV and these tournaments by using the promo code BOUS and get 10% off your subscription. And we'll talk more about that down the road. But enough about the shameless advertising. Let's get into the game.
Yes.
Strong Beef. Opening up what seems to be a weird 2-gate, and up here, this is very standard, except no warp gate research, so not really all that as standard as it could be.
No.
Gas is flowing here for both players. At least this guy's getting warp gate research. Once again, this is random only,
so... There's a strong possibility that neither of these players are Protoss players.
I think so. Especially with this forward pylon so early. It just makes no sense. I mean, this looks like a scrubby 4-gate. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like a scrubby 4-gate.
Well, he just trapped his probe and had to cancel the gateway.
So remember when I was saying it's supposed to be a scrubby 4-gate? It's pretty scrubby.
It's a pretty scrubby 4-gate.
But hey, it's a 4-gate, and you know what? 4-gate's strong.
You can fuck up a 4-gate, and it can still work out perfectly fine.
Oh, you're damn right. Especially when your opponent has gotten warp gate research so incredibly late. I mean, look at this. We're at about 25% done to almost 75% done. The forward pylon is already out there. This probe is, I guess, was running away from that zealot that was attacking it. But anyway, the forward pylon, it could be a little bit more forward than what it is, but it's forward enough, considering the warp-in times here. Although the mothership core is out,
yes,
which is pretty huge, and a robo going as well. So
okay,
I like what Ginger Foxy here is doing.
So is this like a? It's
a 3-gate robo.
A really odd 3-gate robo.
I think so. I mean, he's got 2 gates. The forge kind of throws me off a little bit.
So it's a fucky 4-gate versus a weird 3-gate robo.
Yes.
Whose crazy build will win? Find out next time.
Yeah.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Apparently, I said the loser moves on. I don't know.
Perfect. Yeah, this is
Great.
this is like
It's the
golf.
opposite.
This is golf. The lower your score in the tournament,
better.
the further you go. Who can lose hardest?
Oh shit! You guys know what I meant. The winner moves on. Jeez, the loser's out. The loser's out.
They get wrecked.
They get shreked.
They
Okay.
get wrecked.
Well, here comes the there's the warp in, but I mean it's just gonna be too late. There's already 100 energy on this mothership core, so an overcharge can go off. You've got a sentry here in position, ready to do a force field. Ginger Foxy getting off a force field, but allowing every single unit in.
Well, it's the thought that counts. It's like, you know, it's like getting invited to a wedding of a friend that you haven't seen in 15 years. Nice. All right.
I like that micro there with that stalker. I like that micro a lot. And look at this. Here's the shitty thing about attacking into a Protoss with a 4-gate or even a 3-gate. What you got to be very, very. Oh, the Immortal's out. Wreckerino. There is not a chance that this 4-gate is going to work at this point. He needs to just back the stalker up and not get greedy with it. Okay, he's all right.
No, we're good.
All right, so like I was saying here, the shitty thing about doing a 3-gate or a 4-gate against another Protoss is when you're pushing up and there's an overcharge off, or not even an overcharge. Say there's you're strong beef here. You're going up with 5 stalkers.
Yes.
And in the base, Ginger has 4 stalkers and 1 mothership core. Technically, the 5 stalkers should be able to kill out the 4 stalkers and mothership core.
Yes.
Problem is, the mothership core takes priority over the stalkers. So if you aren't focus firing on your opponent's stalkers, the mothership core acts as a retard magnet, and it soaks up a lot of the DPS, and then those 4 stalkers can outtake those 5 stalkers quite very easily. Quite easily, if you know what you're doing. So what happened there during that attack is when Strong Beef went up, he was focus firing a lot on this random mothership core, and it's taken a lot of damage, and it looked like it died. And he rebuilt it. Either that or it only went down to shields. I wasn't really paying attention. But it was focusing a lot on that mothership core, and he lost a lot of units because of it. That could have been a huge force field for Strong Beef, and he didn't take it.
If he just a couple of force fields there with the 2 Immortals, he could have shreked everything.
Oh yeah, with those Zealots in the front, the Immortal wouldn't have been able to do a whole lot, and he kind of shits the bed there. And we're at the point now where Ginger Foxy is so confident that he said, okay, motherfucker, I'm just going to go ahead and get an expansion. I've got enough units. I've done enough damage. I still have my mothership core. It's got enough for an overcharge. I've got 2 Immortals. There's really no way that Strongholds or Strong Beef can hold this. I was going to say Stronghold.
Stronghold. Well, you're not wrong.
No, this is a Stronghold.
You're not wrong. It is in fact a Stronghold. So it looks like Strong Beef is going to take his ball and go home.
Yeah. You know what?
He's going to rethink his strategy here. It looks like he's going to himself build a couple of Immortals. Not a terrible life choice. No,
it's not a terrible life choice. I like what he did here. Strong Beef decided to go ahead and not overcommit, kind of like what I like to do sometimes when I'm pushing. I get frustrated. I'm like, all right, screw this.
YOLO.
He decided to go ahead and get an expansion behind it. Question is, does he have the mothership core? Yes, he does. That is key in this, because without this, he just dies straight up against this army. This army's huge. With that mothership core, a couple of good force fields, he's got enough for 2 overcharges, so he'll have plenty of time to be able to build up, and maybe, just maybe, Ginger Foxy will overcommit here, get himself in a bad situation, and Strong Beef can get himself back in this game. But if Ginger decides just to back off and not commit on this, Ginger still has a significant lead, believe it or not. I mean, even though that the supply is relatively the same, the Forge was out, upgrades, +1 is already done, opposed to no upgrades here at all. Don't even have the Forge. And I do believe we probably have more probes. No. Wow, no. Strong Beef has been macroing hard behind this.
Well, I don't know about hard, but he's been macroing. He's been macroing a little bit better than soft.
Considering that he has this many units and he still has an expansion and more probes is pretty impressive to me. Here comes the fight. Some decent force fields. We've got a hallucinated Archon here, which is cute.
YOLO.
Yeah, why not?
YOLO.
Look at that, man. Good positioning, a nice overcharge there, some decent force fields like I was talking about earlier. A shitty warp in. He's going to lose a stalker right off the bat. And some decent force fields here.
This is all Strong Beef all day. The warp-in was bad timing. He lost 2 stalkers right out of the bat, plus he lost 1 of his sentries. He only had 2. He's forced to run away now, and at this point, with the composition we have here, this gives Strong Beef the advantage. We've just flipped, essentially.
Yeah,
we've just flipped.
Well, it was exactly what I said. He overextended, right? He did something stupid there.
He went way too far.
And boom, just like that, Strong Beef is in the lead. And look, Ginger Foxy preemptively putting up an overcharge a little bit too soon. Every second really does count. Losing another Immortal, and this is game over. At this point, he could say, you know what, screw your overcharge. I'm going to pick off your meaty units, which is what he just did, those Immortals. Back off. He puts off another overcharge before the other one, previous one finishes, losing more time.
He just really wanted to make sure that he had the full amount of time on that overcharge.
Oh my goodness.
Just really wanted to make sure that it was all the way there.
I was poking a little bit of fun at this shitty 4-gate down here, but I'm telling you, he's starting to show that he knows what to do after the initial, fight, because a lot of the times PvP it's a coin flip matchup, and it's how if that coin flip doesn't actually end, it's how you progress after that. And Strong Beef making all the right choices, getting enough units, and still macroing enough. It was like I'm impressed.
Well, his macro right now is kind of shit in the bed. He's sitting on 800, and he's not really doing anything. He has the supply to actually do shit with it, but he's not really... He's going ahead, finally getting some forges, which, the longer this game goes, believe it or not, will help him if he can upgrade. It will come in handy.
Yes, John Madden.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the ironic point there,
Right.
or just saying that ironically. The person who gets the most touchdowns wins the game. No, so he it's nice that he's finally getting around to that. Looks like he's going to get into some Colossus. Both players getting into some Colossus at this point, apparently.
It's what you have to do, man. In
It
PvP.
has to happen.
It's got to go down that route.
It has to happen, and so it will be probably like a lot of PvP. Who can get the most Colossus first?
Yeah,
and then not use them badly.
Yeah. This is like a really. He's only got 1 sentry here, so he could just kind of bust in here. Might even just end the game right now. Some zealots, like 3 or 4 zealots in here doing absolutely nothing. Trying to focus down an Immortal, kind of gives up on that. See, not enough sentries to get off that, that full force field. Look at this mothership core here. It's about to go down without using it at all. Could have got off some time warps or something.
Anything. No, it's game.
But decided not to, and at this point he's got so many Immortals that he can just focus fire on this Nexus. It's gonna go down.
We're not even getting to the giraffe battles.
We're not going there.
We're skipping right over it. We're going straight to the end. That's not gonna happen at all. This is basically game over, and it looks like Strong Beef, despite a questionable 4-gate, good news, his opponent had a questionable 3-gate. And his 4-gate was the victor thanks to an overextension by Ginger Foxy, and my god, was it ever an overextension.
Yeah, it was an overextension, and I feel like Ginger Foxy had... Well, he should have had a bigger lead, and once again, I'm going to go back to how well Strong Beef transitioned out of that first attack and even had more probes. I was expecting that to be quite the opposite. Although Strong Beef didn't really overcommit with that 4-gate, he did lose quite a bit, and Ginger Foxy got down that Nexus fairly early. Where I think Ginger went wrong, besides obviously the overextension, is he didn't start his Colossus production quick enough. If he would have went into Colossus pretty much immediately, like when he noticed what was going on down here and just ran instead of doing this stupid warp cycle here and losing it and taking a bad fight, he would have just ran back, let his overcharges do whatever, and allowed his opponent to overcommit, and just started giraffe production. I think at that point he would have been all gravy for this game, because there's still no Colossus out on the field for Strong. And look at this, some really nice force fields here, trying to make the best out of a shitty situation, but it's still not going to be enough.
No, it's not going to be enough, and who needs to move the sentries out of the way once they've done their job?
Nobody. Apparently.
Nobody needs to make that. I mean, what good are sentries in this case? There's 1 Colossus, 2 Zealots, and a sentry to rule them all.
Yeah.
And I mean, he can get cute with this, but it's just going to eventually be game over. It looks like Strong Beef is just about to be finished 1-1. He's getting his own Colossus and some Stalkers. And while this game could be dragged out, it would be like 3 Christmas miracles. The next 3 years worth of Christmas miracles, all blown on this one StarCraft game, for Ginger Foxy to come back and win. Nobody else in the world gets a Christmas miracle. Ain't nobody's daddy coming home. Everybody's fucked.
No.
Ginger Foxy used the next 3 years worth of Christmas miracles.
There's the GG play. And you know what? For a PvP, pretty damn good game.
Hey, yeah, especially since it looked like, anyway, neither of the players were Protoss mains, or they just
had weird starts. Yeah,
just weird
tournament
weird
pressure, maybe.
Tournament pressure can do it to the best of us.
Well, congratulations to Strong Beef for taking that game. And we will be back with another one. Make sure you guys go check out those giveaways underneath this video and on the stream. And of course, go show some love to our newest sponsor as well, LootCrate. Use that promo code BOUS for 10% off. We're right back with some more StarCraft, guys.
StarCraft's coming!
Peace out.